friends, and welcome back to another video. I can't believe I haven't filmed this video before. How to choose a power add-on for your wheelchair. You've seen all of my videos on how to choose your wheelchair. Maybe you have now got your perfect wheelchair and you're starting to wonder, do I need a power assist or a power add-on? Well, if you are asking those questions, then you've come to the right place, because in this video, I'm going to be sharing some of my top tips and some of your top tips on how to choose that perfect add-on for you. And spoiler alert, there is no perfect add-on, but we can try and get the best one for you. If you haven't seen me before, hello, my name is Jem. This is my channel Wheelsnoheels. It's dedicated to my life with a disability and helping you choose the perfect mobility aid for you. I will leave my mobility aids playlist down below so you can check it out after this video. And if that all sounds like good stuff to you, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. We've got lots of great videos coming this summer and I would love to have you on board. So the weather is getting warmer and we're starting to come out of hibernation, and you may be thinking, I want to get out a bit more and get myself a power add-on. Now, I've been a wheelchair user for over 30 years, and I remember the first time I saw one of the bike power add-ons. It was made by Da Vinci, and I think I saw it over 10 years ago, and I was like, that's the one for me. I want one of those. But the cost definitely held me back. I have got a video about how to help with costs with mobility aids that you can check out here. But in this video, we are just going to be talking about some tips for helping you choose the perfect add-on. Okay, so the first one is quite simple, and you're probably doing it already, and that is research, research, research. Watch videos, have a look online. It's so great because now you can Google power assists and power add-ons and have a look at all of your different options. We're also really lucky that we have NAIDEX, the disability show, which is a fantastic opportunity to go and see as many different kind of power add-ons as you can. You will not believe the amount of people I bump into up there and I ask what they're here for, and quite often it is for some sort of power add-on, and it's great that you can go and chat to all of the dealers. I don't know what it was, but I just knew in my gut like a bike type add-on was the right sort of add-on for me. I like going outdoors quite a bit, and I like going out with the dog. I used to like cycling with Sean and Daisy. Yeah, and I just knew in my heart that that is the kind of add-on that I wanted. Did I get it right first time? Kind of. If you followed me for a long time, you'll know that I bought my first FATC in 2020. I bought that secondhand on Access Your Life, and they are a fantastic site that lists secondhand mobility equipment. I found a FATC and I was like, you know what, if this is local, I'm probably going to end up getting it. You know how you just get like those gut feelings? It was a bit battered and bruised and there were some dodgy things about it, but it worked, so I got it, and I was really, really happy with it. One of the things that I came to learn was it didn't quite fit into my lifestyle, which I'll be talking about a little bit later on. Yeah, it is a bit of trial and error, and it is a bit of an expensive error, but these things happen. Wheelchairs and everything, you just don't know, do you, until you try them. What's great as well is you can talk to people who have the type of power add-on that you're interested in on social media. There are people doing videos about them. Back in my day, we didn't have any of this kind of stuff. So it's really, really great that you can get a first-hand experience of how people get on with certain power add-ons. Once you've done a little bit of research, you may be thinking, well, which one of these power add-ons is actually going to be the best for me? There are so many different types now. There's eFix wheels, which I know Disabled Eliza uses, and they find them really helpful, but they still have their cons in the fact that they are quite heavy and they can add a lot of weight to your wheelchair. There are smart drives, which I think look amazing, and I'm really, really tempted to get one if it wasn't for the cost. And then there are more of the bikes and the hybrid ones as well. So how do you choose which one is going to be right for you? Well, you know, you've got to ask yourself, where am I going to be using it? And am I going to be using it around work? Am I going to be using it around the house? And am I going to be using it in shops? What sort of terrain am I going to be using it on? If you are looking to go out and about with a dog, for example, or doing a commute, you might want to think about some sort of bike power attachment that can go a lot further and feels a bit more bulky and a bit more substantial, like a Batek. You may then want to think about, well, do I want one that is going to be a hybrid so I can use it myself to keep a little bit fit, but then have that extra bit of power, or do I want it completely electric? Smart drives are great because they're small and compact and they can be used around shops and around the house or around work, but I wouldn't be able to use my Batek like in an office or around the house. They're great for larger shops or going into like shopping malls, but using my Batek I can just about squeeze in little tiny shops. But if you were to get like a full big power add-on like a Batek or a tri-ride, then you can be a little bit like a bull in a china shop. But then, you know, if that's not quite right for you, then you may want to think about the e-fix wheels that just give you that little bit of power. But the footprint of your wheelchair remains the same. The e-fix wheels and the smart drive, they may not be as good on hills and they may not be as good on rough terrain like a Batek or a tri-ride would. When you have found the perfect add-on, it's always a great idea to have a demo. I know that when you book a demo through Cyclomobility for the Bateks, they will meet you at, say, like a park or the beach or your house or wherever you want to go, so you can try out the Bateks and make sure that it will fit in with the type of terrain you want to try it on. So make sure you ask yourself, what sort of environment am I going to be using it in first? You've chosen the perfect add-on and now you need to ask yourself, am I going to be able to attach it and detach it independently if needed? I can attach my Batek, absolutely no problems, and that is something that really drove me towards wanting a Batek. It's attaching and detaching system is so clever, just one click and you're off. Whereas things like the Tri-Ride and the Da Vinci Power add-on that I've seen, they can be really, really fiddly and tricky to put on. With the e-fix wheels, they are great because once they're on, they're on, but then you're going to be able to get them in and out of the car. And the same for the smart drives. I have seen lots of people being able to put those on and off independently, but if you can't reach round, then it might be a little bit tricky for you. That leads really nicely onto if you are driving and you need to get it in and out of the car, can you do that independently? Unfortunately, even though I have the Batek Mini, which is relatively portable, my sister can get it in and out, and even Daisy can get it in and out, but I don't know whether it is from my seated position, I just cannot lift it into the car, which is really frustrating. Whereas some of the smaller ones, like the smart drives, and my friend Caroline, hello if you're watching Caroline, who is in this video by the way, she can get hers independently in and out of her car, and I'm really jealous of that. But then the downside of that, her attaching and detaching is really fiddly. And the amount of tri-ride people that I bump into, sort of like Nadex or out and about, who watch me effortlessly put my Batek on, they are a little bit jealous. And sticking with the theme of transportation, if you are thinking of taking your power add-on overseas, you might want to check if the battery is flight safe or if you can get a flight safe battery for your add-on. So you got it in the car and you're ready to bring it home. Can you get it into your house? Oh, here we go. You're going to come and settle down. There we go. Settle down, Booge. Good girl. Where was I? So you've got your power attachment. Can you get it into your house? Is a very important one. With my older Batek, it was quite difficult to get into the house because of the angle on our door, but my new Batek Mini, I can get in and out of the house independently. Then you need to think about where are you going to store it. If you might want to consider where it's going to be stored so it's not using up space. You know, we take up a lot of space in our wheelchairs, so we need to have that free-flowing space, or I know that I do. My Batek Mini fits really nicely into the chokey or the understairs cupboard. Which is nice, so it can be tucked away, no problem at all. This is an important one. How will it feel on your body long term? My Batek, I can't use it all day, every day. It's too much strain on my neck and my hand and my arm. because of the throttle and constantly using it in that position. It can also offset nerve pains as well, which is quite common in the spinal cord injury community, having add-ons, the vibrations. I had no idea that using the Vatic long periods of time would hurt my neck or my arm. I do have hypermobility, so things can trigger it. Another thing with the Vatic is because I'm sort of in this position when I'm attached to it, I also feel it does start to hurt my back when I'm in it for long periods of time. Can you use it on bad days? The other day my neck was really bad and I wanted to go and see my parents who live just around the corner, so it's a real novelty for me when the sun is shining to go up in my Vatic. But I just wasn't feeling strong enough. My neck hurt too much, so I had to end up driving. If you need your power assist for bad days, then that's definitely something worth considering. Luckily, I don't need my Vatic for bad days. Things like a smart drive or eFix wheels would be really good for bad days to help give you that extra oomph when you're moving. Yeah, I'd love to know, like, if you have a Vatic or a power add-on, can you use them for long periods of time, or do you find that they have a negative impact on your body as well? Will you need suspension? Now, I would love to have a go with some loop wheels with the Vatic. I do find it quite jarring sometimes and bumpy on our English pavements, and going down little curbs can be a bit, ooh. I do have the Spinergy LXL wheels, which are incredible, and they do minimise a lot of vibration, but to have even more suspension would be really, really great. But then that is another added cost. But it definitely wasn't something I thought about when I first tried Vatic. I didn't even think about suspension until I got the Vatic and I was like, whoa. But the wheelchair that it was attached to, that I bought it with, the wheels were like shopping trolley wheels. So yeah, it really does make a huge difference. Will your power assist have enough juice for what you need it for? I know some people who will go for 20 miles on their Vatics, and they've got 2 batteries, which is amazing. You can just switch them in and out really, really easily. I have never, touch wood, run out of juice. I've used it like for days and days and days on end, and the battery just lasts for miles. It is so, so good, but it's definitely worth considering, you know, how many sort of miles or kilometers are you going to use it in a day. Make sure that it will have enough juice for that particular activity. Whatever power add-on you do decide to go on, they can literally change your life. My Vatic has opened up the world to me. I've been able to do things that I haven't been able to do before. I've been able to go to places I haven't been able to go before, and I absolutely love it. It brings me so much joy. I've been using a Vatic since 2020, and literally, I promise you, every single time I attach to my Vatic, I'm like, woohoo! It brings me so much joy, and I really wish that I hadn't waited this many years to get a power add-on. Obviously, the inventions weren't there back in the olden days, and the cost also held me back as well. But if you are thinking of getting a power add-on, it can honestly be so, so good. Let me know, do you have a power add-on? What sort of power add-on do you have? Let me know its pros, let me know its cons, and let me know your tips for choosing a power add-on as well. I hope these tips have been useful for you. I have to say, I have no regrets with my Vatic. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I think you will enjoy this video, so go and check it out, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye!